Hello and welcome to the Hobby Brush. For those of you who have found this video without knowing me previously, my name's Paul. This is my first venture into making videos, so bear with me whilst I struggle with new technology, new cameras, fiddly things like that. Is my cabinets, some of them, but they're not in this room, so that's a green screen. Figuring all this out as I go. The reason I'm here today is I want to talk to you about these. These are new plastic sprues in glorious 8mm. From Troublemaker Games. They had a Kickstarter a few months ago. The product has just come through and they're worth talking about. I did have a preview of these figures. Some of you might have seen I got the opportunity to paint some of the resin prototypes for them when the Kickstarter was going on. I'll see if I can get that up there as a first test. That's one of the resin prototypes of one of the tanks. Glorious detail. And I'm pleased to say they have come through on the plastics absolutely superbly. I'm going to switch straight to the big camera that's up there, hopefully, and show you what I mean. So, here we are. See here I've got two sprues. These are the Novans that I got from the Kickstarter. Good mix of vehicles and infantry on the sprue. And this is one sprue of the ordinance conveyors, which I was also lucky enough to pick up. Let me get that out of the way. If I zoom in here, you can start to see just how crisp these sprues really are. And I'll take you through what's on them. So, here we have, first of all, that tank I showed you. That's the hull for the tank. We've got two APC hulls here, followed by artillery hulls. And then this makes up one of the self-propelled gun turrets here. Super crispy. Now, some of the pictures that I posted online were of the models that I was rushedly painting myself. This one in particular, which you can see here is bobbled on the front. That was entirely me. That's because I was rushing to do these, because I was so excited to paint them. But the models themselves, as you can see, are really, really clean. Superb, crisp details. Let's carry on down the sprue. Here we have two small guns that fit into this slot on the tank. Got like an anti-tank style weapon and a regular machine gun type. That's the turret for the tank. This is an optional missile rack. So one out of the two, you've got two of these artillery hulls here. One of them will become a self-propelled gun with these and a barrel, which I'll get to in a minute. The other one becomes a missile rack. So it's simply two pieces. This piece goes on the hull, and this piece, if I turn it over, just has a little clip there. It's all one part, which is lovely to me, with some pretty impressive missiles on there. Moving across here, you've got the two smaller turrets that go on top of the APCs with just a regular style gun on it, and then we get into some of the infantry. I'm going to try zooming in even more, show you some of the details on these. I know Ben, who designed them and ran the Kickstarter, is the man behind Troublemaker, went through various iterations with these. I did get some of the resin prototypes of these as well, but I'd say these are even better than what I got to paint. A great level of detail on them, oversized as you need at this scale, so it's quick to paint for those who want to, but plenty of detail for those that want to go to town on them. And of course a banner, so you can do some silly stuff as well. I'll stick with the backs as I'm here. As you come down, got basic infantry in various poses, which is a nice mix right across here. I'll zoom out a bit because it's having trouble focusing. But a good level of detail. They'll paint up really quickly with dry brush or speed paints if you want to, but you can also make them just as detailed as you want to go on this kind of size of model. Moving on down the sprue, we've got the large barrel here which goes on the self-propelled gun. We've got a small wide mortar. This is very much like a Churchill AVRE gun for those who like their history. That's the main gun for the regular battle tank, and a second self-propelled gun. Now it's worth pointing out, for depending on which rule system you're using for this, whether you're playing Troublemaker's own City Crushers or something else, all of these guns fit in all of the slots on all the vehicles. So you can just adjust that back piece and have a very long barrel tank if you want to. In fact, that's what I've done, which I'll show you in a minute. Back to the big camera. Carrying on the sprue, you've got a few more infantry here. These being missile launchers, loaders, and another regular trooper. Carrying on through to the tank tracks there. Beautiful, incredibly crisp detail. And then we get down onto the APC tracks. Now these are all the same for the self-propelled gun and for the APCs. It's worth pointing out, if you look very closely, they do have a lead roller on them here. I've forgotten the proper name. That goes at the front of the vehicle on these designs. They do fit on either way round. Doesn't really make much difference, but it's a nice little detail. Try and get it to the front if you can. So they are left and right. On the back, if we have a quick look, you can simply see they're just hollow. You don't see any of this detail through. But I don't think I can get it on here. The sides of the vehicles themselves. Let me zoom out a bit. You can just see they have some really good locators, so they hold on really quite tightly. I've put mine together with super glue. Apparently they should work with polystyrene cement. I haven't tested that yet. So anyway, that's the sprue of the basic Novans. They are currently available from Vanguard Miniatures in the UK. £16 for 2 of these. So that £16 will get you 2 battle tanks, 4 APCs, 2 self-propelled guns, 2 mobile rocket batteries, and I think it's 10 stands of infantry, including command and support weapons. For 16 quid, if you doubled that, £32 will get you quite a nice little force. Sorry, just turning off the big camera. I think that's brilliant detail. I think the plastic as well, I should say, it's a touch harder than the plastic you'd be used to from some of the larger miniature companies, shall we say. But they have cleaned up so nicely on the ones I've worked with. There's very little mould lining on them, but what is there comes off with a sharp knife or a miniature scraper from a proprietary company. That works as well. I tested it. And they just clean up superbly. So that's those ones. Switching over, the ordnance conveyor is the big guns. Now, I have 2 of these sprues, and I will be wholly honest, Ben was kind enough to send me these as a freebie, as a thank you for doing the painting during the campaign. And I have a feeling it takes 2 sprues to make 1 conveyor. I haven't looked at the instructions yet. But again, if I switch to the big camera, I'll try and show these. That's the main platform, right through. And then the crispness and the details. I haven't tried putting these ones together yet. So you'll have to forgive me for that. I mean, all the little rivets, cogs, bits and worky things. And I mean, the detail on these tracks, they really give a sense of the scale of the beast. Couple of weapons options, which is always nice. But yeah, so it definitely will be 2 sprues to go together to make 1, because each of these weapons here, these are all 3 different barrels. I can't even get them on the screen. They're huge. Yeah, these are each a different barrel type, but there's only half of them. So, very pleased to say he sent me 2 sprues. I'm definitely also going to pick up one of the command conveyors at some point. That's a resin add-on for these. But it's glorious. I love it from what I've seen. Ben's already painted one. Check out the Troublemaker Games Discord, or check out their Facebook page and get a link to the Discord, I guess. See his force that he's putting together there. It's absolutely superb. I don't have a price on these at the moment. Sorry. I'd researched these, and then these appeared in the post as a lovely bonus. So it's nice to be able to show you, but I wasn't ready for it. So that's the sprues. They do go together wonderfully. As I said, if I switch to the big camera again, here, you can see I've made a few of them. See, that's the artillery self-propelled gun with the long barrel on it. And just because I wanted to have one, I put the tank together with, stop leaning into it. I put the tank together with the long barrel on it as well. That compares to the regular barrel, which I did on the resin prototype. As you can see there. But when painted up, there's certainly no loss of detail. If anything, the plastics are slightly crisper again. You can see here, this is my painted APC. It's still rather shiny because I haven't got a varnish on it yet. Sorry for that. But the detail's awesome. Turn it around, you can see. Try and show you all the sides. And for how they scale. Oh, and also, I missed it. There's one of the rocket batteries. You can see instead of having the mobile gun at the back, it's just got that plate and those rockets. It works really well. Very simple models. They go together so quickly. It's so nice to be able to build mass combat models at a speed at which you can actually achieve mass combat. The stuff that other companies are putting out are incredible for the scale. The best plastics in terms of detail anyway. I'm not going to try and argue that. But they're not mass combat models. I do not want to sit down and make loads of those models. These, I would quite happily... Sorry, I had to check myself out on the camera then. These, I would quite happily build an army of very quickly. And then concentrate on painting, which is what I enjoy. I don't like making models. Scale-wise, as a comparison, here's a model you might recognise on the big screen. Next to the APC, it's the closest counterpart I have to hand. They're brilliantly scaled for 8mm. Awesome models. There will be a lot more of these appearing on my Facebook, on this channel. I'm going to do a how I painted these, do a painting video. And you should check them out as well. Troublemaker Games. This is the Novans. They've got another race called the Skinners, which are awesome, apish, orcish type guys. I don't have any of their plastics. I say that. Switching back to the big camera. This is one of their vehicles in resin form. This was another prototype. I didn't get this one finished in time. Still haven't finished it. The Novans took my fancy. But they have some great vehicles as well. They're a mixed sprue as well. Check them out. Go and have a look. It's one of the best products I've seen in small scales in a long time. And I've worked with most of them. Those of you who know me will know my history. I've seen a few 6mm models. Now granted, these are 8mm. They've made the step up, but they're wonderful. I cannot wait to paint them, and I cannot wait to see what else he brings out. So sounding like a complete fanboy, because I am, but it is not paid. Troublemaker Games, Novans, and Skinner's City Crushers game set. I haven't played the game, but the artwork's great. Strangely, it's done. This sounds very involved as well, but by sheer chance, it's done by the same guy who designed my logo years and years and years ago. He's been on and done the cover art and such for the game, so check that out as well if you're looking for something to play. And yeah, thank you for putting up with my first video.